Hey brothers, this talking session is going to be about attractiveness is not that important for a man. Okay? And I'm going to go into some things that are important for a man to have. Attractiveness is not one of those things. Why? Because the woman is the attractive species. Part of her currency, a major part of her currency, is to be attractive, is to be desirable to look upon. That's their traits. Our traits are something different. Okay, and I'm going to go into some things that are important for a man to have, because I did a talking session. And the talking session that I did, I mentioned attractiveness. This kind of picked up a lot of steam. And I just want to make sure that men understand that that's not that important. I wanted to kind of clarify and give you more of a sober mind to how you view yourself and why you view yourself in that way. But that's not that important anyway. Okay? That's not that important. The most important things for a man, I'm going to go through 7 different things. Now, to further clarify why I did that video was for the purpose of showing you how you have actually been brainwashed to believe a particular thing about black people and their features, and this has been ingrained, and it's actually through the programming, and also through generations. But understand this, because you had a few people in the comment section say, hey, every man is not attractive. I'm not saying every black man is a 10, or any man is a 10 at all. What I'm saying is that your level of attractiveness has been diminished in your own eyes. Do with that what you will. Now, what I want to go into is the 7 different traits of things that are important for a man to have. And I'm going to start with the first one. Number 1 being a good moral standard. Men throughout the ages had moral standards, and real men stood by those moral standards. It was very hard to shift their mind state. It was very hard to get them to do something that they knew was wrong. I'm talking about real men. In this era, people can be bought cheap. A man is supposed to be able to stand on business no matter what the circumstances are. People have asked me, would you do this for $1 million? I said no. They're like, what? You wouldn't? I would do it right away. That's them. Would you do it for 10 million? It doesn't matter what you offer me. There's certain things I will not do. Because what? Because your integrity is more important than material things. That's how a real man thinks. That's how a man of substance thinks. Looks are vain. Looks are empty. Looks are just an outer shell. What's inside is what's important. I'm not sure if you know this, but there's a lot of people who look great, but inside they're insecure, they're unstable. So that's not what's important. So that's the first thing, a good moral standard. Number 2 is confidence. Confidence and the word faith actually goes hand in hand. So when you're confident, you're moving with in a way where you know where you're going, and you're not worried about the outcome because you trust in the process. And people could see that. People can see that on you. That's something that can't be bought. But that's the trait of a man. And when people are around you that are not secure within themselves, you actually make them feel more secure just being around you. That's the trait of a man. So that would be number 2 on the list. Number 3 would be vision. You have to have a vision. You have to envision where you're going, what you're trying to do. You have to be able to see in front of you. If you're going to be leading the way in a family, you have to be able to see what's in front of you. Very important. And what are you living for if you can't see ahead, if you don't see anything ahead? You need to be able to see further than just the now. That's where the vision comes in. The next thing is resilience. Resilience, very important. Resilience. And I'm talking about inner resilience. Inner resilience, meaning, you're able to go through hardships and overcome it and not be broken by it, not be destroyed by it. You have 2 different types of people. You have one that will be destroyed by a situation. You have one that will go through a situation and get stronger through it. You want to be the one that gets stronger rather than the one that is destroyed by it. And a lot of situations would cause people to throw away all of their moral standards to the wayside. That's not good. That's not the right way of thinking. The 5th one on the list will be wisdom. As you go through life, you gain wisdom. And through wisdom, you'll gain better judgment. Because you've been through certain things, you've seen certain things, you experienced certain things. And not only did you experience these things, but you also learned from these things. Very important. You have to experience and you also have to learn. Some people go through it and they still don't learn from those experiences. The 6th thing is humility. Humility is very important. You have to stay level-headed. People underestimate the importance of this. People that don't have humility, they usually end up crashing. Eventually, they end up crashing. Now, people would ask, how does humility and confidence go together? Well, let me tell you, humility and confidence go together very well. You know what doesn't go together very well with confidence? Arrogance. People think that when people are arrogant, that means that they have confidence. No, it's actually the opposite. Arrogant people are usually very, very insecure. Actually, they're pretty much always very, very insecure. They have an insecurity in them. Okay, they have a feeling of inadequacy. So that's more of a mask than anything. So confidence and humility go hand in hand. The 7th thing and the final thing on the list will be self-control. I did you can go watch one of my earlier videos on self-control and how it's a secret weapon for black men, because this is something that's not really tapped into often. This is something that could really change your life. Self-control. Self-control. So these are 7 things that are very important. Attractiveness is not on the list. It's nowhere on the list. It's not that important. Okay? It's not that important. These things are what's important. These things are what make you a solid man. And I don't know if you notice, a lot of people, a lot of women, they'll deal with men that are very attractive, but eventually they won't want to be with them anymore. Okay, because they see the weaknesses in that man, or sometimes they're just bored or whatever the case may be. So, if someone is not solid, they're not solid anyway. But ultimately, they're looking for a solidness, a firmness, a self-assuredness in a man. That's the bottom line. Yes, they'll get into the door easier, but they'll that doesn't mean that they can retain those women, right? So understand this, that being attractive is not that important for a man. It's not that important. Okay? Another thing, if somebody is so shallow that they're only gonna look at, if a woman is so shallow that she's only looking at that, if the guy's 6'7", 6'5", and this and that and third, why would you want to be with someone so shallow and light-minded? That's not someone you should really want anyway, right? Even for us, and you should think this way as well. You should think this way as well. A woman's beauty is only part of it. Yes, you want to be at least attracted to the woman, but for me, a big part is also a woman's mindset and personality, how she thinks. You have to look at all these things, because all these things will eventually affect you in the future. So that's what I have to say dealing with the topic of today, and I hope you got some understanding. I hope you were built up with today's talking session, and I hope that you think upon it, you ponder on it,